Hello, welcome to Bali. This is Bharat from Palmistry Plug, and we will now continue our talks about the hand shapes. And today we're going to talk about the air hand and the water hand. Now, as you remember, I'm classifying hand shapes according to the palm. As you can see in the diagram, the length of the palm is the ground zero, and then the width of the palm should be normally 75%. So so if it's greater than 75%, we have a broad hand, which is the fire hand or the earth hand. And when you have a hand that where the width is 75%, never usually less actually, and there's like a longitudinal shape to it, then we come into the air hand and the water hand. Now, the air hand is the most developed hand there is. It's like having a good computer with a good hard drive, good memory. It's ready for higher development. It's ready for multitasking. And people that have it, they can do anything with it because it's like an empty computer and you can program it as you want. So there's no set professions with an air hand, but always there's some sort of education, there's some culture, and what all air hands have, people with air hands have, is sensitivity. And that is because of the longitudinal shape of the palm. That longitudinal shape enables more energy, more surface area, and more energy to get to come into the hand. So just because of that, when they stick their hand out as compared to my fire hand, they receive more information I do. And just because of that, the air hands are more sensitive. Now, there is the classical example of the extreme air hand, which is a psychic, what they call a psychic artistic hand, and that's a very, very fine tapering hand, and also the fingertips are very tapering, and these people are very sensitive. And the example of is the lady of the manor who sits in her dark bedroom because she's too sensitive. This is the typical image of somebody with a really psychic, really tapering air hand, and which is similar to the earth hand because it's very, very distinctive. There's no doubt about it when you see it. It's like the earth hand is very distinctive. But there is a more broader, less sensitive hands, which that's what most people have. And the air hand, the air hand. That's basically the air hand. There's not much more to say about it. It's used for development, and it's good. It's a very good hand to have. Now we come to the water hand. Now I don't see many water hands. They're rare, and the people that have them, they're unique individuals. The air hand is usually a hand with a long palm. And the water mounts, or the passive mounts of Venus and the Moon, are long. Like they will be like 80% of the length of the palm. For example, in my hand, the fire hand, the length of my Moon area and my Venus area is about 60%. But with a water hand, they're about 80%. So it's also a very distinctive hand. And the fingers can be long or short. Like with all the hands, the fingers can be long or short. Now, people with the water hand, they're also very sensitive, but they're very focused on their inner worlds because they're swimming in a lot of passivity. They're swimming in the Moon, which is the unconscious, the subconscious, and they're swimming in the Venus, which is the love, which is the emotions, which is the feeling. So they're very deep people, and they have very deep feelings. And they can be intuitive. Often they are, but sometimes they're not. But what's very important, the primary key word or the key point for a person with a water hand is the importance of the inner space, their inner world. Their inner world is more important than the outer world. And everything is in relation to the inner world. If you ask about how another person is, their characteristic, they'll talk about that person in relationship to themselves. So if they're not feeling well inside, even if at the outside the outer world is doing really great, it just doesn't work for them. They have to have that inner world is like so important. And they have very deep feelings, and they're very sensitive people. So that's that longitudinal shape. That is the air hand and the water hand. And on the next clip, we're going to talk about the balanced hand or the practical hand. So thanks for joining me on this short discourse about the air and the water hand. And I hope to see you again. And of course, my name is Bharat, and this is Palmistry Unplugged. And of course, I would love to hear from you and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, and I will see you. Bye.